Hey, welcome back guys, Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 2. This is team number 1, and we are getting into battle number 13. Our opponent here today is going to lead off with an Incineroar and a King Gambit, while we are going to come in with our Sneasler and our Kommo. Now, of course, Kommo is something that you don't normally see in a lot of my battles here with this team, so kind of treat it special because it's definitely a rarity. Sneasler, of course, we can either go for the close combat directly into the King Gambit or the Incineroar. As you guys can see, I'm kind of weighing the pros and the cons against that. Both Pokemon can technically terrestrialize here, so either King Gambit's going to go for pure dark or flying, and Incineroar usually goes for ghost. But I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to protect, and then I'm also going to swap out to the Indeedee. And the reason why we're going to go out to Indeedee here is because we want to set up the psychic terrain so that way we cannot get hit by any kind of priority type moves, such as like fake out and the sucker punches. I find that when you're in a Wi-Fi battle and it's a competitive match, you're going to see these two moves usually first, if not second. A lot of the times King Gambit will actually end up going in for like a swords dance or, you know, usually a sucker punch right away, whereas Incineroar usually has one move it goes for. It's kind of like a one-trick pony. Goes right in for the fake out usually right away. Flare Blitz, of course, obviously proving me wrong here. Incineroar going right for the Flare Blitz. Luckily, we protected. And of course, we also get the double protect here with the King Gambit's moves as well. Basically trying to go for like that kind of a move to basically finish off the whole Sneasler. We're going to go in and select our, I believe it was close combat, and I think we're also going for the redirect here. Hoping to maybe redirect some moves into the Indeedee rather than getting the Sneasler knocked out right away. So here we go, we become the center of attention here, and we've got the close combat going directly into the King Gambit. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't go for any kind of terrestrialization here, because obviously we're going to go for the fighting type move. And, you know, you have a steel dark type Pokemon out, that's 4 times weak. Like, I'm really surprised. There's the knockoff from the Incineroar, of course. That is one of the other main moves that Incineroar tends to have nowadays. Taking away the Rocky Helmet, however, they are going to get a bit of recoil damage from that, of course. So they are able to basically still survive with that Incineroar. No big issues coming into play. Amoonguss coming in here as the next Pokemon. We're going to go in for the Rock Slide, being able to hit the 2 Pokemon at once, because obviously there's going to be a redirect. And then we're also going to go for the Psychic into the Amoonguss here as well. As it is a Poison-type Pokemon, Psychic should actually be able to do some damage. However, the knockoff from the Incineroar kind of stops me in my tracks. Indeedee actually goes down from the Incineroar. Here comes the Spore into the Sneasler. Unfortunately for us, Sneasler is put to sleep, and we're not going to be able to get any more moves this turn, possibly next. But we have 2 Pokemon here remaining. We have Kommo. We also have Exeggutor. I am debating on bringing in the Exeggutor here, but is it really the right choice? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So we could do one of 2 things. We could go for the Expanding Force and be able to hit the Amoonguss, or we could actually go for the Terrestrialization here and just go for the Tera Blast. We are going to probably swap out the Sneasler here. We're going to go into the Kommo, of course. So we're going to actually go for the Protect here, it looks like, with the Exeggutor. You can kind of see me going back and forth in my thought process of what the best options are. So we actually swap out here. We're going to go back into the Kommo, our big, bad Dragon-type Pokemon. Now, I did originally want to use Haxorus with this team. As you guys know, Haxorus is one of my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon. But the Kommo just had better type coverage, so I kind of just opted in to go with the Kommo. We did have the Protect here, so we actually do not take any damage this turn from the 2 opposing Pokemon. As you can see, they are both locked into the Exeggutor itself. Kommo, of course, we're going to lock in for the Aura Sphere. And then with the Exeggutor, it looks like we're going to go for the Terrestrialization, and we're going to go for the Expanding Force, which is allowing us to basically bypass the whole Rage Pattern situation if the situation does come. So here it is, probably one of the best terrestrialization options for Exeggutor, I find. I could have also technically gone for Tera Water, and that also might have actually helped me out there as well. But Tera Fire seems to be the best choice. So Aura Sphere directly into the Incineroar. We actually be able to pick up the KO, which is awesome. 2 Pokemon are now remaining on the opposing side. Here we go with the Expanding Force. Expanding Force is going to be able to pick up the KO, I believe, on the Amoonguss, as it is a super effective Psychic type move. Last and final Pokemon is on the opposing side. We're down to just 1. And of course, we have 3 Pokemon remaining on our team. We have now just lost the Expanding Force. That means that our Psychic type moves are now no longer boosted, except for the Life Orb, and as well, the Sun. I'm sorry, not the Sun. What am I trying to say here? My bad, guys. Usually I have Sun on this team, to be quite honest. But anyways, we're going to swap out the Kommo for the Sneasler. And then, of course, we're going to lock into an attack here. I believe we're just still going to go for the Expanding Force into Dragon Bolt. But we could also go for like a Leaf Storm as well. Not really that big of a thing, but that's going to be the battle, guys. The opponent has canceled, and I hope you guys enjoyed.